Hello, hello. Hello, Hillary. What do you
Hi.
have in front of you?
This was the program for No Excuses Summit event.
Excellent, excellent. And did you enjoy your weekend with no excuses, people?
It was fantastic.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So today we are going to do our wrap up of what is your takeaway, what is your strategy going forward, because a live event makes absolutely no sense if you sit there and you say, yay, and then you do nothing about it. I mean, you gotta do the yay, right? Gotta do your dance. You guys saw us all over Facebook and Twitter and Periscope, okay? Sharing our lovely event. Right.
Yes. And as we were saying, last month when we were leading up to this live event, we were talking about, there are some events where they get you all excited. And one thing, I know this is going kind of in the reverse motion, but I don't know if you remember, Bernie, when Tim Irwin, who is the CEO of Elite Marketing Pro, that was the host of No Excuses Summit, for those who don't know or are watching.
Co-host No Excuses.
Yes, for No Excuses Summit. He ended that event by saying that, a lot of events, people motivate you. And then there are events that inspire you. And he was saying that inspiration is what is going to help you move forward into action. Motivation is like that kind of feel good. I'm feeling all good inside and nice and cozy. But you don't do anything because you haven't been inspired to do something. You haven't been inspired to bring on the next new entrepreneur. You haven't been inspired to make sure that your kids are able to go to the school of your choice. You haven't been inspired to do anything action oriented. That's what inspiration tends to do. It takes you from thinking about the good feeling to doing something to get to the other good feeling. I don't know if that, I mean, because
tangible,
yes,
tangible desire.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, that did resonate very much with me, very much. All through the event, though, my focus was on what lines can I take from these people to turn them into tags, to turn them into hashtags, to excite other people, because people are drawn by emotion, as they said in No Excuses, and they've been teaching with us for the last year. People are, you grab people's attention through the emotion, and then you verify what they do and what they buy by logic, correct? So the first thing you have to go after is the emotion. So you raise people's emotion, you raise people's attention for them to follow you through the lines and the words that you use. So I used all the speakers on stage. I was looking for their lines that was giving me the spike. You understand? So every time my emotion went up high, I'd write down their line that, gave me the spike. So that, because that connected my emotion. And I'm sure there are a whole bunch of people out there who are looking. And another thing that they said too was the reason why people buy is because they feel good, right? Remember they talk about the reticular activator in the brain. Is that the right words? Reticular action hormone. They feel good. The reason why people buy is because you make them feel good. And people,
something in the brain that sparks this good feeling.
Right. And they think that because if they buy that course or that book or that whatever is going to give them the success, right? And so therefore, when something else is presented to them and they feel good about it, they buy again, right? So the strategy, the purpose of us going to No Excuses is to try and figure out how we could now attract people to get them to buy, right?
Yes.
And the bigger picture behind that is how to inspire people, like you said, to move forward in their business. Because it's enough that you go here to buy this and go here to buy that, and you feel good here and you feel good there, but running around and bouncing off like a pinball machine is not going to get you into success, right? We are here because we want to show you that consistent and consistent action is going to take you where you need to go. So
I think one of these speakers, Stefan Desalegnes, I think it was.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Desalegnes.
What he described is that whole dope head with dope heads, and it's that excited feeling that we
Dopamine.
get. You know, that's what he was describing, dopamine. You know, when you're on dopamine. But what he also said is that, you know, success means getting used to being bored, right? And it's a little contradictory, because we're talking about, you know, okay, we're excited, we're going to take action and everything. But really and truly, I mean, if we take it to the example of, say, construction, for example, they spend about a year building the foundation, right? A year, depending on what industry, depending on the size of the building.
Size of the building.
But that's a very boring task, laying the foundation, to be quite honest, because you see nothing happening. Money is going out, and it's almost as if you're going in the reverse direction of where you're hoping to go, which in reality is what they're doing, right? You have to dig the hole to raise the building. It's the same thing with your business. You've got to get bored, got to get used to getting bored, because you literally have to do the same things over and over, day in, day out, because that's your foundation, you know. And I don't think that could be repeated anymore, but it has to be, because I mean, even that is a part of the consistency. You have to share, you know, you have to share with people that about your business.
Correct. Very correct. Now, other than looking for the lines, you finish your 3 sums?
Yes.
Excellent. Other than, that's my son, we're closing up math for the morning, our first 1 hour. Anyway, other than looking for the lines, pardon?
I just want to share with our viewers, if you are viewing on the outside and you want to ask a question, on your top right-hand corner, there's a square with 9 little squares. If you click on that and then you open up the Q&A right at the top there, should be somewhere around there. Click on that, just open the Q&A, and we'll be able to see your questions or even your comments if you have comments. All right, thanks guys. Back to you, lady.
Okay, so great. So now you look for your taglines, you look for the great, how you would say, taglines that you are going to put into action, and the taglines that you're going to use to excite your audience. All right. Now, the other thing that we talked about previous is the relationships. So my question to you is, now that we've told you that when you go to your live event, make sure and find people who are in your event, who think like you, who are going to be a great partner for you, okay, who complement you, etc., etc. So you need to keep those relationships alive. You need to be connecting with those people. We met wonderful people like Gary and Legrand. And of course, we met our team, EMP Team on Fire. We met them in person. Now, you and I both met Katrina previously, but none of the other guys we have met in person before. So it's really great to actually hug them, give them kisses, take pictures with them. It was just awesome. So the thing about it now is that you need to keep that relationship alive. And you keep that relationship alive by, when they put up a post, you like, comment, or share their post. And that way, in a sense, it makes your circle actually get bigger. So let's think in terms of abundance. Okay, that's the philosophy behind that. When you tag people, when you share their posts, that's living in abundance, right? The next thing is the presenters and the speakers in the event. You need to get on their list. And the reason behind that is because they are the speakers on stage. So obviously they're doing something right. So if you want to get to where they are, if you want to get better in whatever skill that they are teaching, you need to be on their list, read their email every day, and you see what's going on in their life. Now, big warning, do not buy. All right? Unless, what's the unless, Hillary?
Unless you are going to take action with whatever you're going to buy within the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And the reason why...
Next 2 weeks.
Right. And the reason why you want to buy something is because you're already doing what they're teaching. So if your focus is social media and somebody's teaching about retargeting or say PPV, then you're not going to buy from what they're doing because PPV means absolutely nothing to you. You're not doing it, so don't go there. You gotta get good, strong, and positive, consistent, constant results in your social media strategy or whatever it is that you're doing. All right. What are you going to do with your pictures? Hillary, can you answer this one? What are you going to do with your pictures that you've taken?
Well, what I've been doing is in all of my blog posts and everything I've been creating, I've been putting them into my content. Basically, I've been putting it into my content. I've been sharing it on social media. But I'm also going to be, using it for next year's promotion. So now that I've actually been to No Excuses, like live, not streaming over the internet, I have some really cool pictures. So like last week when I did my blog post, I had like about 5 or 6 pictures because it was more like a highlight. But now that I'm going to be going through each speaker's, topic of what they trained on, I'm going to be using all of those pictures in each blog post.
Yes, very good. And that's a strategy. And you need to write down your strategies. The next thing is strategies are important because they lead you to fulfill your vision. Yes, got that? Okay. Your strategy, because you have to have, your vision is where you are going. Yes, you have goals, but to me, goals it wasn't enough for me. When somebody explained to me what your vision is, I said, yes, okay, I could dig that, because the vision is who you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, and what you're going to be being and doing with your family and friends, being and doing and having with your entrepreneurial friends, having and doing with your team that you're building. So that's the vision.
It's the being, the having, and the doing.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you have circles within those be, have, and do.
Yeah.
Be, do, have. Right? Because it's your family and friends, because that's where your lifestyle is. Because your business is doing great, you can actually spend time with your family and your friends.
Exactly.
Right? So it kind of starts and it ends with the family and friends.
I think that's the, but not everybody. And you see, and that's the thing where for us as moms, I think everything focuses around the family. Our vision begins with the family. But I remember looking at another training where, it was more, they call it lifestyle. But for those who don't have family, I'm sure they have friends. I hope they have friends. It's lifestyle, it's having the lifestyle, having the freedom to go to Greece, even though you could only take out $60 a day now, apparently in Greece, just that on the news, or go to Egypt, go wherever. That's the lifestyle, having the ability to live that lifestyle. But it's the same thing with your family, having the ability to spend time with your family, be able to go to an outing with your children at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
Like
as your child is 2 years old, especially between, say, 3 and 8, schools have lots of, what do you call it, day outs, excursions between those ages.
Yes.
And I mean, I totally was able to go to all my children's excursions until it came to a point where some moms spoiled it for us. And they, oh, we don't want any more moms on excursions because you guys are not following the rules. So I kind of like, oh, you know. So please don't spoil it for moms who just love going on the excursions, you know. I want to be there to experience when my child gets totally excited about the monkey that ate out of their hand. You know, I mean, that's just, it's what I lived for. And I still live for it, you know. So my children most of my children are grown up. Half of them are away. More than 50% are away. So I do look forward to the times when I can go with them and experience. I'm not going to experience the roller coaster because that's not my thing. I will watch them do the roller coaster and I will be on the ground. But, you know, just the experience like, wow, that was great. No, so that's what I want. So the next thing that you get from a live event is to redefine your vision. Because sometimes you're going in a particular direction because you're in your own space, you're in your own house. And yes, you're like Hillary and I, we go to webinars and we hang out with the top leaders, but actually being in a marketing forum, being in a live event, and you're hearing the views of different people, you're actually able to redefine your vision. Because sometimes your vision is in a particular way and you have a couple dots that you're missing, a couple skips that you don't even realize that you're missing. So it's great to go to these events, and it's great to be on any event. You hear the point of view of several people. So that's what was great about No Excuses, and that's how they have planned their event, because they know of this situation where people get so tunnel vision they don't see the other options. So okay, so going to a live marketing event like No Excuses, I was able to redefine my vision. Next,
we have a question,
yes,
actually. We have a question. What is your advice to those who didn't get to go to the event because of one family situation or another?
Well, I mean, that's life and that's cool. But Hillary and I are going to be sharing what we learned. Now, in a sense, blogging and video, because Hillary loves blogging, I like video. I do both. At least my redefine of my vision is doing both. And so, in a sense, if you follow either Hillary or I, yes, Hillary is going to add video to her strategy. In a sense, if you follow Hillary and I, you're going to get most of the content. So yes, get on our newsletter list and you will be notified when we put out a new blog, a new video, etc., etc. And you gotta be around, you know, asking questions. You said so and so. I'm get it, but I don't get it. Or you know, you gotta say what you don't get, because we try to focus on one aspect of the talk. Each talk was like 40, 50 minutes long. There's no way we could put out one blog to put out to give what that one speaker said.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing too is you can join us with the Elite Marketing Pro, which is the connected with the No Excuses event. And what that's going to give you, it's going to give you the beginning of how to get what you get a better and a faster, how you would say, answers to whatever questions you need that you may have missed.
That's it. I didn't know if it was okay to share the name. So
no. She said she wants us to share her name.
No, I didn't know if.
That's cool.
Right, but what I was saying is the person is an EMP. I know the person is an EMP.
Oh, okay, she's an MP. No problem. Okay, cool. So then what you want to do is you want to stay close to what is happening in EMP, right? Because it's going to come out, okay? It's going to come out. You're going to get bits and bits of information. And what you want to do is you want to make sure and use your EMP as much as possible so that you can make sure and be there at No Excuses 7. Because, you know, really being in a room with these top leaders, all the fellow marketers in EMP, it's just gonna jump you because it answers a whole bunch. If you have any questions that in whatever activities that you're doing, certainly give us a question and we'll try to answer it either during this week or next week when we meet.
Yeah. The other thing that is possible is if you can buy the recordings, that is one other way of, you know, getting the information, you know, because even the training, what I would say about this event compared to last year being at as a live streamer, what I would really say is that last year seemed to be the getting people up and running and setting up the basics. This year was really upping it up a notch. I mean, and they said that before the event, but going there, I really felt and I really left like I had additional strategies now and additional things. Like it's as if the synapses in my brain started clicking and saying, okay, these are the little pieces that I had missing, right? So getting the recordings, especially if you've been in the business for a while, then the recordings for NES 6 will definitely will give you a lot more information about what you need to boost your business.
Yes. The big thing about the live event is that as a person who is at the, you know, like, okay, I have to do this, I can't do that, and whatever. If the desire is truly there to get the information, then you figure out a way. Because Hillary figured out a way last year. She couldn't make the event because she was going to Oregon, I think within the months.
Yeah.
And she had already purchased a ticket and so forth. So, I mean, she made the sacrifice to sit down in a room whole weekend, live stream, you know? So then all previously to the event of No Excuses, I think it was like maybe 2 weeks, they actually opened up the card for you to get live stream. So you should have gotten live stream. I don't know if they allow the purchase of recordings still, because that closed off, I think, Saturday night. So I don't know if they're still offering it. So the best
you can always go to this website. It may not be offered through EMP, but it might be offered as a standalone through No Excuses.
Through No Excuses. So yeah, you can ask the question. Certainly ask the question. But definitely the best way to, one of the ways of getting the information is by following people who went to the event. Mm-hmm. All right. And that brings me to my close. Are we almost at close or what?
Yep, we got about 6 minutes remaining.
Right. And that brings me to my last point where I was saying that in order to get to the success that you want, you need to invest in yourself. And I know a lot of the marketers out there who are doing whatever it is, paid advertising, video advertising, whatever, and not so much the ones that came to No Excuses, because they understand that it takes work. Nobody on stage spoke about get rich quick. That just does not exist. All right? So a lot of people out there who, before they understand this concept that it does take work, they want to make the million and they haven't made the 100 yet. You know what I mean? So break it down. If I want to make $1 million, I need to make my first 100,000. If I want to make my 100,000, I need to make my first 1,000. If I want to make 1,000, I need to make my first 100. So go after the first 100. Do everything that you could do, not 10%. Do everything that you can do. And because you have Elite Marketing Pro, you can. It's a matter of what strategy are you using. All right. Now, one of the things I got from one of the speakers is she says that a lot of people do their marketing, but they don't have their strategies in place. And that woke me, and she asked me, well, what are your strategies? And I'm like, I mean, I had strategies, but they were kind of all over the place. And at the end of the event, on my way home, that's what I wrote down, what my strategies were, you know? And the thing is, I came up with like 6 different options, and I looked at my 6 options, 6, 6 options, and I says, okay, which options are going to be complementary? And then I took those 3 complementary options and says, okay, I'm going to focus on these 3. And you got to do it for how many days?
120 days.
120 days. Okay? And so be bored for those 120 days doing the same thing again and again and again and again. And you're going to become proficient, we're not looking for the expert. We're looking for the proficiency. And the proficiency is going to get you to your 100, to your 1,000, to your 100,000. And when you reach 100,000, and somewhere between the 1,000 and the 100,000, you need to be on acceleration.
Yeah.
Yeah? That's the strategy coming out of a live marketing event like No Excuses. That's my strategy.
All right. Well, that has been really, that's been a lot of insight there. Okay, so we hope you've enjoyed this week's episode, shall we say, of Marketing Moms Trinidad. Stay tuned for next week. We start a new month, and we're in the, well, we've already started the second half of the year. So we're in a new month, and we're going to be sharing quite a few new things. We let you know about that coming up, and we have the calendar all set out and scheduled for you, so that all you have to do is click on the link and start. Okay, so this has been Hillary De Freitas and Bernadette Chinley, Marketing Moms Trinidad. See you next week, same time, same channel. Bye for now.
And 1 minute, don't close yet. Don't close yet.
Yes.
My closeout for Marketing Moms Trinidad is for people who are in Trinidad and Tobago, and for people who are away. Hillary and I are going to continue our social media marketing workshop and blueprint. All right, so you need to stick with us so that you could know when that's starting. Okay, especially for those in Trinidad, we're going to do it live. For those who are not in Trinidad, we have no problems doing it online. Right? And the thing is, if you are watching this in a recording and Hillary and I have given you a serious aha moment and you want to know more, certainly connect with either Hillary and I and email us at marketingmomstrinidad@gmail.com and ask us a question of what, and tell us what do you want to know more about. Cool? Yes?
Yes. I was trying to see if I could get that up. Yeah.
Marketingmomstrinidad@gmail.com.
Yeah, that should be easy enough. It says right there, Marketing Moms Trinidad @gmail.com.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Have a great day. Bye for now. Bye, Bernie.